Straight ahead on WBKB, America could soon see a fourth COVID vaccine.
Plus, another obstacle for the new jail, but will it delay the opening? And local students recognized for academic excellence.
You are watching Thunder Bay News Network. WBKB News at 6 starts now.
This is WBKB News at 6. An in-depth look at news, weather, and sports. From hard-hitting news stories to local events, we're there with coverage you can count on. You're watching WBKB News at 6.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Tyler Cruz.
And I'm Sherry Stewart. President Biden is calling on Congress to pass legislation to reduce gun violence in the wake of Monday's deadly shooting in Boulder, Colorado, and last week's deadly spa shootings in Atlanta.
The president's comments come as the Senate Judiciary Committee held a previously scheduled hearing on gun violence. Skylar Henry reports from Capitol Hill.
Members of the Senate Judiciary Committee addressed Monday's deadly mass shooting in Colorado during a previously scheduled hearing on gun violence.
Inaction has made this horror completely predictable. Inaction by this Congress makes us complicit.
Every time there's a shooting, we play this ridiculous theater where this committee gets together and proposes a bunch of laws that would do nothing to stop these murders.
Among the witnesses, a woman whose mother was shot and killed by a home invader.
If a strong background check law was in place, I could be having breakfast with my mother instead of appearing before your committee.
While a former Texas state representative who lost her parents in the Luby's cafeteria mass shooting offered a different view on gun laws.
I was mad as hell at my legislators because they had legislated me and others in that restaurant out of the right to be able to defend ourselves.
President Biden called on Congress to pass what he says are common sense steps to reduce gun violence.
The United States Senate, I hope some are listening, should immediately pass the two House-passed bills that close loopholes in the background check system.
This Senate will be different.
Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer promised to bring the legislation to the Senate floor, but it's unclear if the bills will pass.
A 2019 poll from the Pew Research Center showed 88% of Americans supported making private gun sales and sales at gun shows subject to background checks. The latest clinical trial results could pave the way for a fourth COVID vaccine to arrive in the United States. A U.S.-based clinical trial of AstraZeneca's COVID-19 vaccine shows some very promising results. The vaccine is 79% efficient in preventing COVID symptoms and 100% effective in preventing severe COVID symptoms. There have been concerns of a small number of vaccine recipients overseas experiencing blood clots, but no causal link has been found. The United States has pre-ordered 300 million doses of the vaccine.
That's good news. Here's meteorologist Ellie Morrison with a first check of the weather. Ellie, is this warmth staying with us?
Tyler, the warmth is staying with us, but we have rain that's going to be moving in. You can see all of this rain across the middle of the country, and I'm watching this moisture that is extending across parts of Iowa down into Illinois as well. That's going to be lifting up towards the north and bringing us rain as we go late tonight into tomorrow. So here's future radar with the timing. You'll notice that most of this evening we stay dry, but it's going to be late tonight into the pre-dawn hours, early Wednesday, that we start having some rain moving in, and there could be some occasional downpours. That's what you're seeing in the yellow and orange colors on future radar as they pass through our area during tomorrow morning and afternoon. So that chance of rain is going to increase and going to remain quite high through tomorrow morning and the afternoon. There's also a small chance we might get even a passing thunderstorm. Then after all of that, it's going to get colder later in the week. I'll let you know just how cold to expect it by Friday coming up later in the newscast.
Thank you for that, Ellie. Well, I'll bring my umbrella tomorrow. Ahead of tomorrow's statewide tornado drill, Ellie and I sheltered in the WBKB studio to show you how to prepare. Tomorrow at 1 p.m., Michigan is having a tornado drill for Severe Weather Awareness Week.
Tornadoes can be very dangerous even if you're indoors, so it's important to shelter correctly.
Debris can fly through windows and harm those even if you're staying inside.
So you want to put as many walls between you and the outside as possible.
You ready? Let's do it.
The goal is to be indoors in the most interior room on the lowest floor possible to protect yourself.
While a helmet is great, using a pillow or blanket to protect your head works as well.
Now is the time to talk to family and friends about what to do in case of severe weather.
And please stay inside and leave the storm chasing to the professionals. That was fun.
Yeah.
The new jail in Alpena County has hit a surprising new obstacle. Just months before inmates are set to move into the building, repairs to the roof are already needed. Shortly after constructing a steel roof for the new building, officials noticed leaks and realized a change was needed.
It became very evident that the current roof and the installation and the type of materials started to leak.
While a replacement roof is being put on, the steel layer remains as a base layer, and the new material will act as insulation, making a more energy-efficient building. The new roof also comes with a 20-year warranty.
There's an additional layer of foam insulation going on top of the existing metal roof, and that'll obviously create more energy efficiency, and I'm told that the roof will pay for itself in a number of years.
The original choice to put a steel roof on the building was a cost-efficient decision intended to save the county money in constructing the new building.
To reduce the cost of the overall jail project, it was basically a less expensive option that was used, and it didn't work because the pitch of the roof was too low for the type of steel that was used.
While the repairs run up a bill of $119,000, these funds will not end up burdening taxpayers. The county has the money left over in its millage fund.
They will be funded out of the millage, the jail millage, so there won't be any extra additional cost to the county, no extra additional cost to the taxpayers.
Crews are currently out at the new building working on the repairs. The project should not take long, and county officials do not expect a delay in the opening of the jail. Sheriff Kay still expects both inmates and administration to be in the building in June. I talked to one of the construction workers there. He said it was one of the smartest things they're doing for the building.
Very cool, very cool. A National Honor Society for Community Colleges has recognized 2 Alpena students for their academic achievements. Tori Gentry of Alpena and Yuki Nishibashi of Harrisville were both named to the 2021 All-American Academic Team within the Phi Theta Kappa, a National Honor Society for Community College students. The 2 ACC students were among a group of 75 students statewide to receive the honor. Congratulations to Yuki and Tori for all of their hard work in the classroom this year.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Alpena Community College students spoke and the school listened. Strengthening Institutions is a new program focusing on non-academic services. The program began the last week of February, offering free counseling services. The services are for full-time, part-time, dual-enrolled, or early college students at both campuses. Program Director Amanda Summericks explains the goal of the program.
A student struggling academically, there's most likely something non-academic affecting that, whether it's stress or problems at home or, not enough food, or if they need counseling.
Summericks says the students expressed the need for mental health services through a survey.
And about 60% of the students said mental health counseling on campus. So that's where we started. We wanted to know that students needed this and that it would be used.
Summericks says she thinks COVID may have contributed to the students feeling the need for mental health services. More information on how to apply for services can be found on our website.
More news ahead for you here on WBKB. Coming up, find out how a Tawas teen helped save lives.
KB11.com.
I can't wait to spend days on the water and summer thunderstorms coming up. Looking forward to this weather. Coming up on WBKB News, one expert weighs in on the fight to increase the federal minimum wage, and Jake Vanderbrook will have the latest in sports. Stay tuned. Tawas teenager Jake Lear didn't expect to save lives on March 9th, but that's what happened as he returned home that night. Lear and his parents were on the way home from a basketball game when they spotted an overturned car in a marshy ditch off of US 23. Lear and his father went to help the occupants while his mother called 911. Lear got the mother and daughter to dry ground, then helped the father pull himself out of the car. Lear says he did what he thinks anyone would have done.
Swung through Taco Bell, left a little early, and just saw the car, and obviously wanted to help the people, so just did what we thought anybody would do and just got out and helped them.
An officer on the scene told Lear that he saved the family's lives. The Lears found the crashed car when they did because of a long wait at Taco Bell. Talk about being in the right place at the right time. Well, they didn't get to get his Taco Bell, but he is a hero.
Absolutely he is. President Biden's historic stimulus package includes support for American families, businesses, and state and local governments. One line item, however, that didn't make it into the relief bill is an increase to the federal minimum wage to $15 an hour. A disappointment to lobbyists who've advocated for years for a federal wage increase. Dr. David Shine tells us that while the proposal has bipartisan support, advocates are still facing an uphill battle.
When they raised the minimum wage to $7.25 an hour, virtually every fast food restaurant in the United States did one thing. They moved the soda fountain pumps to in front of the counter. Do you know what that did? It took one person per shift off permanently.
The Congressional Budget Office says the nation risks losing an estimated 1.4 million jobs by increasing the federal minimum wage. Dr. Shine says that would be catastrophic at a time when so many are already suffering.
They're estimating that about 1 million men are additionally out of work, but 2.5 million women are additionally out of work. So why would we want to make it harder for people to go back to work?
Dr. Shine adds that a fluctuating cost of living across the country makes this a complicated issue. He says many parts of America actually welcome $10 and $12 an hour low-skilled entry-level jobs.
Interesting. Well, my favorite day of the week again. Today's pets of the week are Jerry West, Joop, and Suggs.
Say hello to Jerry West. When we first met him last week, he was incredibly shy. Since then, he has really opened up. Jerry loves to cuddle and has one of the fluffiest coats I've covered on this segment, and that's saying something. He will absolutely follow you around until he gets attention. Next up is Joop. We first met her last month, and not much has changed since then. She's incredibly camera shy, but receptive to petting if you give her time. Her most distinctive features are her nose stripe and stunning yellow eyes. Finally, we have Suggs. She only just got here Monday, so she needed a few minutes to get comfortable with the room. She'll let you pet her, but it might be best not to. She hasn't learned petting is a sign of affection, and it makes her a little nervous. I'm positive that given time, she'll be a happy cat indeed. You can find a link to the Humane Society on our website.
That older cat looks just like mine, but, you know, in a couple of years.
Yeah.
Sports is coming up next, but first, Jake Vanderbrook is here with a preview. Jake, what's going on tonight?
Hey, Tyler, Sherry, Ellie, and to all of you watching, coming up next in sports, the Region 18 ice hockey champs, those Alpena Wildcats, are off to Marquette as they'll get ready to compete in states. We caught up with the team to discuss Wednesday's matchup, plus a new area school will host District 68 for boys basketball. More on this story when WBKB News at 6 returns.
The ending is
But that's all we have for you this evening.
You can read more about our broadcast stories and get the scoop on other news items online.
Just visit WBKB11.com for sports, weather, and news updates anytime, day or night.
And check us out on our Facebook page and Twitter handle at WBKB11.
Be sure to catch us back here tonight at 11 with Stephanie Manici. Have a great evening.